What's up, guys? NYK at 31 here. Haven't seen the silver and black in a bit, as the last few vids have been mostly NCAA games, and I haven't seen much of the Jets recently either, although that will be coming up again pretty shortly. But what's been going on with the silver and black? Here I am in a regular season game late in the season, and because of a couple of simulated losses, you know, sometimes you just can't hook up with a user to get a game in, or you have some technical difficulties online, which happened to be the case in the game before this, where I was having internet issues as I was changing my network setup and all that good stuff. You know, you get some sim losses or sim games here and there, and I had two pretty costly sim losses, which has resulted in me having to win this game in the regular season finale and get some help in order to get the Raiders into the postseason here. So you'll see how this game plays out. But what I wanted to talk about as you guys check out this sucker is basically talk about Madden 25. What there is to talk about Madden 25. How much about the game do we actually know based on what we've seen so far? I'm not one for really going in depth with trailers, because what are trailers designed to do? They're designed to accentuate whatever it is they're trying to advertise, the given feature and whatnot that is in the game, and to, you know, elicit a reaction. So they're certainly good as far as doing that, but as far as what we know as to how it's all going to mesh together is really pretty much up in the air right now. The game changers have actually done a pretty good job in keeping us informed as far as what is in the game, what isn't in the game, based on what they've been allowed to release and what they've played of the game. People may not be aware, but there are other game changers out there in YouTube who aren't affiliated with the Sim Standard or any type of, I guess, shared type of community type of channel. There's a guy who I've known since the APF 2K8 days and the APF forums, the 2K forums, Wiza Now, who's a game changer, and he has something like 25,000 subs. So there's a lot of guys who are game changers out there in the YouTube community who are getting the word out as far as what's in the game and how it feels and all that good stuff. It was nice to see some defense in the last trailer. I'm not going to count the owner's mode and connected career mode. I mean, great. Just another thing to do as far as trolling around menus. But as far as seeing some defense, that was a good sign. The only thing I don't really get is how the quote-unquote heat seeker tackling system or pursuit system is going to work, or that feature is going to work, because from what I understand, and I may be wrong, it sounds and looks an awful lot like the All-Pro Football 2K8 Run Reader attribute. If you guys aren't familiar with All-Pro Football 2K8, what the Run Reader attribute was, and you know, linebackers like Dick Butkus, Jack Lambert, Harry Carson, Jesse Tuggle, they had an attribute called Run Reader, which meant that they had a chance to successfully anticipate where a run was going and blow up the gap, and by extension blow up the run. And to me, that's what the heat seeker thing sounds like. Maybe someone who's a little more informed can shed some light on it, but You know, if so, that's fine. That's great. I love the player traits that are in the game. One thing that I would change is that I would like to see the player traits be more visible, like maybe on the depth chart, you know, an icon which shows what traits the player has, because there are a lot of people that have no clue what the player traits are, that they're in the game. You know, some people just play online ranked games. They may not, you know, go through the effort of clicking on a guy on a roster to see what player traits he has, like high motor, big hit, clutch, you know, field general, quarterback, or, you know, that kind of stuff. But as far as what we know, I guess we won't know much more until E3 and afterwards. But as far as what the game changers are doing, as far as keeping the community informed with accurate information, they're doing a pretty dang good job. This play reminds me of something. Someone asked me a question in a previous video about audibling your zone coverage, how you do that. In your coverage audibles, you can audible your zone coverage to the sideline, to the middle, left, or right. You go to make your coverage adjustments. And on that play there, I was in cover 4, if you go back and look at it, and there was trips to the right. So I audibled my zones to the right side. If you go back and look at that play where the slot corner intercepted that pass, everyone rotated to the side of the trips right. And that resulted in an interception by my pink zone defender. And if he didn't get it, you would have seen Tyvon Branch, if you go back and look at the play, you know, rotating and converging on that receiver to the right of the strong side. So hope that helps the person who asked that question. So this game is in the books. I still have a mathematical chance going into the last game of the season to get the Raiders into the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive year. Hope you guys enjoy. Love to hear your feedback. Talk to you all later. Peace.